President Dumais, members of the Board of Trustees, distinguished faculty, administration and staff, family, friends, greetings, and congratulations to all of you, and especially to the class of 2021. Thank you for the honor of joining you today in this hybrid way that we now exist together, some in person, some on screens, but all of us united around the celebration of a lifetime for a unique class. You are the second class graduating during this pandemic. This year is already an improvement on last year when everything was so new and so uncertain. Last year, you not only had to find your way through the end of the school year, but you then had to begin your senior year as this new reality was still taking shape. I know that you received a lot of support from your family and friends, who you should certainly thank at some point today, as well as the faculty, administration, and staff who also had to adjust quickly so that today could be possible. Now you are going out into this still reshaping world with everything that you have learned in the past 4 years, not just the academics, but the spiritual lessons and the mold of your founders, the Sisters of St. Joseph. At a time when there's so much division and pain in this country, you did not turn away from the moral and ethical challenges of this past year, being by distributing food, diapers, and other goods to those in need, or by speaking out against inequality and injustice and police and vigilante killings, all while preparing to go out into the world as first responders, nurses and educators, scientists, among so many other wonderful choices you have made. Through these choices, you will touch and even transform the lives of those you come into contact with in the daily way that is often most impactful, by being present, by lending a hand, by seeing, really seeing someone who previously felt unseen or marginalized, or by contributing to the well-being of future generations. It is common in this type of address to tell the graduates to go out and change the world. I want to also tell you not to let the world change you or harden you too much. We now know, and if you're a person of faith, maybe you've always known this, that there are so many things that are beyond our control. This pandemic certainly was. What was within our control was how we responded. In mine and President Dumais' beloved Haiti, we have a concept called combite. A combite is a gathering with a shared goal. Members of a community come together to accomplish something that benefits the entire community or to benefit a single person in need. Combites initially began in agriculture. Today, I work your field. Tomorrow, you work mine, the Haitian novelist Jacques Romain wrote of combites in his 1944 novel, Gouverneur de la Rosée, or Masters of the Dew. Or as the great Gwendolyn Brooks wrote, we are each other's harvest, we are each other's business, we are each other's magnitude and bond. The pandemic has shown, and you have modeled this at ELMS, that we respond best to communal challenges when we respond as each other's harvest or as a combite. And when we look ahead and not just dream about or plan our individual futures, but that of our neighbors as well. Soon after schools closed last year, I taught my first creating writing class on Zoom. At the end of the class, I asked my students to share what they plan to do post-pandemic. Post-pandemic, I will, began the writing exercise, which I encourage you to try at some point in the next few days. Post-pandemic, my student wrote, I will visit my grandparents in a nursing home, or I will give everyone I meet a big hug, or I will kiss my mom, who is a nurse and who is self-isolating for our protection, or I will go to church, a concert, a play, or I will have my birthday party. Most of the students, who are about the same age as most of you, were hoping to do something they never imagined would suddenly be beyond their reach, and which now, in some cases, feels a little bit within reach again. And the French Algerian novelist Albert Camus' novel, The Plague, which so many people were reading around this time last year, for those great survival clues that literature is so good at providing. And the novel, when all signs of the plague finally vanishes, when, as Camus writes, the time of ordeal ended and the time of forgetting had not yet begun. At that time, everyone comes out to reunite with loved ones and celebrate. There are tons of parties and fireworks, and everyone is so happy, as some are already imagining being on July 4th of this year. In the novel, though, only Dr. Rieux, the Dr. Fauci of the book, remains cautious. La peste ne meurt ni ne disparaît jamais, he thinks. The plague never dies or disappears for good. It can lie dormant, he realizes, for years, only to reappear when we least expect it. When this particular plague has at last gone dormant, I hope that we will all become better custodians of each other, both post-pandemic and post-graduation. I hope you will never forget that your life is most survivable, and I dare say happiest, when it functions like a convite. I also hope that you will never forget, as you have been taught here, that an education is a lifelong path and never an end to itself. St. Augustine wrote that men, by that we'll assume he means all humans, go abroad to wonder at the heights of mountains, at the huge waves of the sea, at the long courses of the rivers, at the vast compass of the ocean, at the circular motions of the stars, yet they pass themselves by without wondering. Never stop wondering. Yes, at mountains, at the rivers, at the ocean and the sea, but also at yourselves. And wherever you go, bring all of yourself, bring your heart, bring your soul, bring both your passion and compassion, along with your courage. You are all individuals, but together you are the convict that is Helms. Merci en pile, and thank you for this wonderful honor, and my deepest congratulations to each and every one of you, members of the class of 2021.